Everyone, welcome back to Fan Fliction, the podcast where we are trying to write a movie script, make $1 million, sell it to Disney. I am Jessica Hart, one of the co-hosts on here, and I'm going to pass it to Drew so he can introduce what's happening this episode.
Thank you. Good evening, good morning, or whatever the heck it is, wherever you are. Yes. Like Jess said, we are the Fan Fliction podcast, creating Hollywood's next big blockbuster one podcast at a time. And tonight we are actually getting into the meat of the meal. We did the potatoes the last two episodes. We created places, a general idea. We're doing Indiana Jones and with laser swords in space. That's right. We're doing a Star Wars Indiana Jones movie. And tonight we are actually going to start putting pen to paper or keyboard to
finger to keyboard.
Finger to keyboard. Yeah, there's the better analogy. And actually putting some stuff on a script. But we are still just three people. But if you are watching on YouTube, you notice there's no Brandon tonight. He got stuck watching the babies. The wife isn't home yet. So we went ahead without him, but we upgraded. And we have a very special guest tonight. We have Lauren from the Beard Owl podcast. Lauren, thanks so much for coming on.
Hello. Yes, I'm excited and I'm happy to be here. And you know what? Nope, I'm not even going to say the thing that I was thinking of saying. I'm going to say I'm going to say it. But I want to say it in a way that I want to make sure that I'm being respectful of my own self. I didn't put makeup on today, and I'm one of those people that'll be like, oh my god, I didn't wear makeup, and like you're like looking at me and like seeing me, but also I guess I don't care. So that's Yay! What I was gonna say. I was basically gonna be like, because I'm very much one of those, like, I love having fun with makeup. I don't think I've ever been on YouTube without makeup, but here we are, and I guess I'm okay with it.
Lauren,
were you first?
Face. Yeah. I mean, I do a lot of things in life without makeup, but I feel like for posterity, I'm always like, oh, I just got to put a little something on somewhere. But also, I just rolled off my couch from watching 6 episodes of the Drew Carey show. So I feel like this is the best you're getting.
We deserve it.
Wow, we're down.
That's what we deserve.
Wow, we're downhill from that. I mean, but no, Lauren,
sorry, inferior,
you're beautiful.
Drew.
Thanks for coming. You're awesome. So why don't you take a few seconds at the beginning here and tell everybody what exactly is the Beard Owl podcast?
Oh, the Beard Owl podcast is a beautiful, ever-changing little monster that I have created. It's a ostensibly the podcast about two of the best things in the world, beer and Weird Al. It is mostly about Weird Al. I will mention a beer on it from time to time. But the name is super duper clever, so that's not going anywhere. Right now we finished not too long ago our 40th anniversary celebration of the Weird Al Yankovic in 3D album. I went through that song by song with guests and stuff along the way. Had a very good time with that. Having some episodes in between, and we'll be diving into the Dare to Be Stupid album in a little bit. So just having a good time talking about Weird Al, doing Weird Al things, enjoying all of the fresh, delightful, new, wonderful, squishy Weird Al content that has been bestowed on us as of late. Have either of you listened to the new Weird Al polka?
I have not.
I have.
Check it out. Yeah. It's great. It's great. He the polkas usually were like, okay, this is what was happening in the past year-ish or so of pop music, right? Well, he hadn't put anything like that out in 10 years. So it's a decade's worth of pop music in a less than 4-minute polka, and it's delightful.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
You should. Polka Mania.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And just a little FYI, if you go to Lauren's podcast and look it up, you can hear me on there twice.
Yeah, I will tell you what, I don't know what it is about you, man, but your episodes are like some of the most downloaded in the history of my show. Like they get eaten up. It's crazy. I think you had the number one episode of 2022 or 23, whichever
Wow.
the first time you were on. Yeah, it was like, and you were on like late in the year, but it was like, nope, we're just gonna be the most downloaded episode of the year. And I'm like, what?
Wow. I,
Yeah,
I,
it
I,
was crazy.
I feel honored.
Yeah.
Thanks. I
I
mean,
mean, I
thank,
didn't do it.
well, yeah, you invited me on, so thank you for
Yeah,
that.
so, yeah,
All right. So yeah, go listen to the Beard Owl podcast and you can listen to me twice. Those were awesome. Those were fun times.
they are fun time.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on here. And we're going to get weird because we're going to start our movie. I have an idea in my head, and Lauren and Jess today are going to help me flesh out visuals and dialogue and all that sort of stuff. So I don't have Brandon here to help with the Star Wars end of it. Lauren, I'm not sure how heavy lifting you can do on Star Wars lore.
um, not. I
Okay,
just
Okay, good.
yeah.
that's fine.
This
I know
past
nothing.
no, this past weekend, well, no, it was last week. My husband, stepson, and we were in Walt Disney World, and we were in Hollywood Studios, and we were in the whole Galaxy's Edge Star Wars thing. We rode Rise of the Resistance, and then we had reservations at Otis Cantina. So like we're in there, and like it looks really cool. Like I get the whole vibe. I understand what it looks like. But like everybody around me is pointing things out, and I was like, all the drinks on the menu are named after all of these Star Wars things, and I literally ordered the drink called Jedi Mind Trick because I understood that reference.
That's great. When we went there in 2021, it was my first time going to Galaxy's Edge. I'm the big Star Wars nerd of the family. It was me, the wife, the two kids, her mom, her dad, and my mom went. They all got to walk around Star Wars land, Galaxy's Edge. I had to take the girls over to ride the little spinny Toy Story thing because I was the only one that wouldn't throw up if they went spinning. I never even really got to go to Galaxy's Edge as much as I wanted. But oh well. Long story. That's out of the let's get to movie writing. All right. So I've spent the last week crash coursing on how to write movie scripts, so I should be able to do this. But first, I'll give you the overview of what the opening scene is. So, as we've talked about the last two episodes, we have Mal Chemek, our Jedi Knight, and his Padawan, Colleen, and they are our two main characters. We have a big bad who is Mal Chemek's first Padawan who dies, but comes back later as the big bad. So, but the first scene, what I'm thinking is we're going to figure out how he quote unquote died 10 years ago. So the whole first scene is going to be a flashback to 10 years ago. And we've got Mal Chemek, who's younger at this point, obviously 10 years younger. And they're in this, we see them come down to the planet and they enter this cave and they're like, ooh, this cave has a lot of dark side in it. I can't use the force as well as I normally would. See, this is why I need your help with dialogue because that sounds stupid in my head. But, and then they're there looking for something, but they're not sure what. And to me, in this whole scene in my head is a mashup, a love letter to Lucas and Spielberg because they're going down this hallway that has raised platforms on each side with droids on top of it with blasters pointing down at them. And they get to the end and they're almost to the thing they're wanting. And they trigger some booby trap. And I think Lauren's smiling because I think she knows where I'm going with this.
No, I just smiled because he said booby.
Oh. I think we have the tagline for this episode. Well, anyway, they trigger some booby trap. Sorry, I stuck on the word again. And the walls start closing in. And they have to run out as they're getting shot at. So this is to me is a mashup of the trench scene from A New Hope and the ball rolling from Lost the Indiana Jones and the first one. I can never remember. Lost
Raiders of
Ark.
the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. I always forget I can't remember the word Raiders. So instead of a ball falling, the walls are crushing. So that's also kind of like the compactor scene from Star Wars. And they're getting shot at like the trench scene. They get to the end of it, and there's this big gap. Malchamek easily jumps over it, but his younger Padawan's like, I can't make it. I can't make it. He's like, I will use the Force and help you get across. And just as he goes to jump, Chemet gets shot, can't help him across, and he falls down this deep, deep cavern. So we think he's dead, and that's basically the end of the first scene.
Okay, so location.
Yeah, let's pull up our script here. I need to there we go, so I can see scene heading. We'll skip if we have a crawl. So no, we're exterior. No back, and we are in space. Ooh. Time of day doesn't matter. We'll say day because
Noonish.
noonish. That sounds good. Okay, noonish. All right, so the action. So we are view of space. View of space. Let's say pan down to see the planet that we will name X for now and come back and fix it later, whatever we want. Planet X. A spaceship flies down to the planet. Anyone want to help me expand on that a little bit? That's pretty vague.
What kind of spaceship is it?
Oh,
Yeah.
very good idea. A small. There we go. Small spaceship flies down to the planet. That way it's not something huge.
Mm-hmm.
Flies down to the planet. Okay. Okay. So then we'll go. Let's see. Let's get a transition. And we will.
I watched one 6-minute video on how to write a movie script, so that's what I know about writing a screenplay.
So I have my master's of fine arts in creative writing.
That's great.
Yeah, I just avoided all screenplay things at all costs.
Oh, I thought you were about ready to like say, "Hey, I know what I'm doing."
So
No,
did I.
see, that was that. So, do you see that?
Deception.
See how I built the suspense? Do you see how I did that?
That was very nice because you suckered me in.
Yeah, I subverted your expectations.
What a twist!
What a twist. Yeah, I did creative nonfiction and poetry, stuff where I didn't have to make anything up.
Fair. I did sociology like a loser.
Like a loser. No, we clearly both wanted jobs.
Oh, I did psychology, so yeah.
Yeah.
And now
Grassy knoll.
as we learned last week, if you say it, I will type it. I was going to say grassy plain.
Annie. Oh, no, plain. Yeah, that's plain there. You're
Right?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
you're right. I'm thinking math.
We're still noonish.
Noonish.
Okay.
Thank you for keeping that. That's fun.
All right. So
So grassy plain. So we don't what okay, forgive me. What do we know about Planet X?
we haven't figured out which planet it is yet, but in my head, it might be Octu because I know Brandon wanted to use that, but I was going to let him because he'll want to make a bunch of jokes about that.
Okay, because but my minimal Star Wars knowledge leads me to ask, well, how many suns does it have? Or like, what is this like? You know what I mean? Because noonish can mean something on one planet versus another. So
That's very true. Maybe I should just put midday.
fine. That's
Midday.
still noonish.
Yeah.
It's a fancier way of putting it. All right, so let's have the spaceship land. And
How does it land? Hard, soft? Am I asking too many questions?
No,
no,
you're asking
no,
all the right ones
you're
because I
asking
wouldn't even know what to ask. Like,
perfectly. This is
yeah.
perfectly. Land softly. The landing, what's that word? The thing that comes out.
Gear, landing gear,
No, the thing you walk
apparatus.
out. You
Oh,
walk
The
oh, the jetway, the
ramp.
door?
ramp. Sure.
Ramp extends to the ground, and two hooded Jedi walk down to the bottom.
Oh, Jedi doesn't plural. It's Jedi and Jedi.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
Good to know.
See, this is where it gets really confusing when you have Jedi Moose.
Yeah. Is there
Jedi's
one or
mooses.
is there 20? Like, how many Jedi Moose
Who
are
knows?
there?
Okay,
Who
now
knows?
I want a Jedi moose.
Well, can you put that in here somewhere?
Oh, we can fit. Well, we'll squeeze it in. We'll squeeze
Maybe
it
one
in.
of them is a moose. No, I'm joking.
All right. The taller. Well, we need to name them. Two. Let's see. Okay, we need. Do you remember how to spell Chemek, Jess? Was it
Not
just
off. I think it was just as it's like pronounced.
okay? Mal Chemek, and we never named
The
the black
the
son.
surprise. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
and we'll just name him Padawan for now. Actually,
perfect.
those should be capitalized. First time you name a character.
I knew that.
Oh.
That was in my 6-minute video.
The first time you name a character, you scream their name.
Oh, uh, oops. Mal, let's see. Removes. No, they need to. They. I can't type. Both remove their hoods. Okay, so now we're going to have somebody talk. Which one would talk first?
I guess.
The older one, the one in charge.
See, I was thinking the Padawan because they were being
Oh,
annoying. They're like, "Where are we?"
Oh, well, I mean, we could, because
Like, I
Well-
don't know how old they are. Like, I don't.
well, I think this one's going to be kind of older. I know our main character,
Okay.
we're kind of the
Okay.
opposite of our older one.
Then if that's the case, Malchamet can talk first, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so what does he say? Looks around. They're looking for something.
Do we know what they're looking for?
We haven't determined that yet, and I don't think they know exactly. They're there for a we don't exactly know why they're there.
Something along, because the whole Jedi situation, maybe something along the lines of like, I sense we are near the right place or
They're,
something.
Yeah.
I sense we are
Near?
near the right location.
Sure. I mean,
How about
have you developed this Malchamek character like super deep to like be like how he would be in this type of situation or no?
in this opening scene, he's more of a kind of light, normal person, but later in the movie, he becomes after this death, he becomes kind of really closed off, kind of grumpy.
Ah, I see.
Force is strong here. All right.
Perfect.
Now what does we'll just put Padawan. What do they answer?
I guess like they like see, I don't know the Padawan character. So like they could be like, "Are you sure?" Or like,
Wouldn't they? Now, again,
yeah, no, go.
this is my rudimentary Star Warsing coming out, but I feel like he would defer. He wouldn't question that
True.
he was feeling the Force, right? But he might question whether or not he's feeling it in himself. So something along the lines of, maybe like I felt something too, but I wasn't sure. You know what I mean? I don't know, just like somebody who's still kind of getting their bearings with
Needs the
what this.
reassurance from
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like these are new feelings. I don't know what they mean.
Oh, Lauren, I like what you said. I'm going to switch it up just a little bit, and he's going to, or yeah, he's going to say, I feel something as well, but I am not sure it has to do with this planet, which is going to require. I need to find a shortcut to get back to character. Malchamek saying, be mindful of your.
One L in mindful.
No, did I? Two. I'm going to have to move my camera.
I like that the be mindful of your surroundings kind of is giving like some foreshadowing to later on.
Yes. Be mindful of your surroundings. Keep your feelings in the present,
Ooh.
young one. Now let me fix the typo.
All right, that's the teacher in me coming out.
Yeah. I like that. So, how does that work?
Yeah.
Thank you, Lauren. That was you. See, that's what I need. I need somebody to send me down the right path.
No, it's good, and it shows like the hierarchy in the relationship right away. Because you're seeing this on screen. They're not gonna know it's Malchamek and Padawan. They're just gonna see two hooded figures.
Well, it's also a direct callback, not word for word, but to the beginning of episode 1. Kind of what she sent me down that made me think of that.
Huh.
So, like George Lucas says, everything rhymes. It comes back. All right, so we have that little interaction. What do they do now?
I guess are they heading like is it gonna cut to them heading to where they need to go?
Should we show them like walking away from the ship or just cut directly to it?
I'd love to watch them walk through a field for a while.
Maybe not for a while, but maybe
a little while. Just see it.
Leave the
see
ramp.
Just know that they got a ways to go. They got a stroll to take. Where are they going?
Exit the ramp and begin walking. Whoa, computer. Hello.
I saw Sim City.
Oh, I may play that or maybe not. Begin walking through a field while holding hands. Okay, maybe not that. Maybe not that.
I was like, that's really establishing a relationship.
Yeah, let's just have him walking through a field. Now I say we cut to the next scene.
Yeah.
Sure.
God bless this thing that just formats everything for you. All right, so where are we at now? So
where did you say they were going? Like a cave? Or...
I was thinking in some like a cave, yeah, some kind of cavernous thing.
You could use some of this time. You don't necessarily have to fill this in now, but if there's any additional like foreshadowing or whatever you want to have happen in this scene, it could happen in dialogue while they're walking from the field, the grassy plain that they landed in to whatever cave they're going to, because a cave isn't going to be super close to a grassy plain, right? So they're going to have some time to walk. And I'm not saying you have to do this now, right? I'm just saying that like this could be like if you get several episodes into this and you like, oh crap, we needed to lay the groundwork for this sooner. Like they could be having some kind of a conversation here. But you could also just cut to them getting to the end of the grassy plain and being like, night is drawing near. We should take shelter, and finding a cave.
Actually, I kind of like your idea of them talking and walking for a minute because we've got like 30 seconds and they're suddenly going to be there. I kind of like your idea of filling a little bit of it with them, some foreshadow talking. What
And
a
it could be foreshadow talking. It could also be like I know that there are many, many, many moments of lightness and, frivolity in Star Wars movies, where there's just funny that happens in between heavier moments, So maybe they're just kind of having light, cheery conversation that somebody and his Padawan might be having, at this point. They're still kind of establishing that relationship with one another, and like you get to kind of know who they are.
Lauren, you're brilliant because you're kicking the brain in the gear because, like we said a minute ago, in this flashback, he is completely different than what he's going to be in the whole different part of the movie. I
Hmm.
think this will be a great time that we could really showcase that before it hits the fan here in a minute. I think
Yeah.
you're absolutely right with this. We need something before we get to that cave.
Yeah, it really showed the like change in Malchamek, like
All right.
after this scene.
So walking through a field, what are they? Are they just talking or are they um
Like what could be the most innocuous thing that like two Jedi could be talking about with each other,
is he ready for the trials to become a Jedi Knight?
There you
Yeah.
go.
Like, yeah, just be like, yeah, like, are you y'all ready for this? Like, what's coming?
I mean, it would also give like a good time for like the Padawan to show like self-doubt and that kind of stuff because we know that he's gonna turn to the dark side, spoilers. Like, so I feel like we should start like this would be the time to kind of like not give it away, obviously, but like cast some sort of doubt on that.
Good idea. I'm liking this. This is perfect. This is exactly so. I mean, does the Padawan come out and just say, "Master, do you think how long do you think it'll be till I'm ready for the trials?"
Yeah.
Or maybe he says, "Do you think I'm ready?"
There we go.
Like right now, do you think I'm ready? And that gives Malchamek the chance to either say yes or no. And if have him say no, and then have the Padawan be like, "Well, why?" And then have him have like a really honest conversation with him saying like you're close, but you're not there yet. Blah 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 blah. Blah.
Yeah.
You know that like that specific.
All right, roll with okay. So, all right,
Like
so
and not like not yet.
um, not yet, young one. Not or no, I already used young one. Not yet, my apprentice. You still have much to learn from the living force, which will tie in later, I promise.
Okay, good.
It's in my
'Cause I
head.
have no idea what that is.
It's vague, but yeah, it's or how about I still have much to teach you instead of you have much to learn?
Um, I
Mhm.
like you still have much to learn. I don't think it's I still have
Okay.
much to teach you because I think there's definitely a sense of individual power among Jedi, right? Like yes, like you always learn from somebody, but it's within you, you know. So like he's got to learn it. Like Malchamek can teach him everything, but if he doesn't learn it, like I think there's just that's just like a weird like difference in syntax.
Okay. See where you're coming from. This is why you're here. This is why people are here. I can't do this on my own. Awesome.
I tell my
Yay.
students all the time, writing doesn't happen in a bubble. Like none of this, nobody sits down and writes a thing without anybody else looking at it or touching it in some way and just like sends it out into the world. So like, yeah, this is a completely valid process.
Hmm.
Love it. Love it. Them having yes, perfect. Okay. Oh yeah. So do we have a response from the young child?
Now, remind me, this Padawan character is just kind of part of this flashback, right? Like they're
Yeah,
not. right? So
Well,
since we don't, go ahead.
he's part, yeah, he's part of the flashback. He will quote unquote die, and then toward the end of the movie, spoiler alert, we find out that he's the masked bad guy that we've been dealing with the entire movie.
Got it. Okay. So, but this character as it exists in this moment, it only exists in this moment.
Yes.
Um, cool. So, like, what if you set some stuff up for bad guy later and throw a little like impatience in there? Like, well, when will I be ready?
Mm-hmm. That's kind of, yeah, like what I was thinking is like foreshadowing that, like, you know, Darth Vader kind of thing.
I want to be a
I
Jedi
don't know.
and I want it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
When do you, or no, how long,
How long will that take?
how much longer will that take, Master? I, no, I don't want to say I'm getting impatient. That's just way too.
I think how much longer will that take, Master,
Yeah.
shows the impatience. You don't have to say it.
Yeah, because the actor can like easily like take that line and show that they are being impatient
You
without
can even
saying
put
it.
like impatiently as a
That's what,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there. Did I spell that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Okay. There we go. Now, the rebuke. How about they stop walking and Mal visibly gets kind of not frustrated, but kind of disappointed.
Like he can hear the impatience.
Yeah.
And
He
Jedi aren't supposed to be that way. Like what? Calm down.
he doesn't he doesn't want to do this while talking. He wants to stop and make an actual point of you need to get this.
Mm-hmm.
To Jedi stop walking and Mal turns to Padawan. And say something. Ooh.
What if he literally just says the word patience, like sternly?
I like that.
I
Well,
like that too. Because like he's stopping. He stops.
They've
He
already stopped.
turns.
He's looking at him and he's looking him dead in the eye and he's saying,
Patience.
patience.
okay. I like it, but is there a way that we can do it more less stern and more kind of light? I'm not jokingly, but because I don't want him to be too stern here since we want him to be more of that later. I want
Maybe stern's
the
not the right
dichotomy here.
word. Maybe more calm. Like he's saying patience, but it's more like patience. Like calm, like not he's not being stern. He's just letting him know that he needs to,
Maybe
patience.
knowingly.
Yeah, knowingly, that's a good word. Yeah.
Okay.
He's just conveying it in one word. It's just how it's said.
Because he's stopped, so he's conveying that it's serious, right? And he's looking at him. And it's just patience.
Yeah.
That's different kind of patience. Hold on, sorry.
Yeah.
Patience.
Well,
Just
this
one word.
Padawan would make a really bad pediatrician because he doesn't have any patience.
Ha, but
Great. Yeah, okay. So patience. Okay. Okay. I like it. I like it. I like it. So now, does the Padawan come back with anything, or does he just let it just kind
I
of
don't think he says anything. I wouldn't say anything if I were the Padawan. I'd like,
nod. I'd
mm,
maybe nod like an understanding. Just
nods his head in understanding.
In reluctant understanding.
Ooh, I like it.
Perfect.
It's all in the subtext, you know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm not good with that. I'm way in the lots of text.
Ah.
The overtext, not the
Well,
subtext.
one of the things I learned in grad school, even though I didn't write um, fiction or screenplays because I didn't like making things up, was that in order to tell a good story, it's more showing and less telling, you know? So, like, yeah, dialogue is super important, but I think you're going to have to rely on how things are said and where things are said and what happens around the things that are said instead of relying on the dialogue to do the telling of the story.
Mhm.
So, I like what just happened here.
Yeah. Well, we got a whole page.
Yay! First page is
We have
done.
1 minute down, 119 to go.
Hey, it's one page at a time,
Hey,
baby.
that's
One page
that's
at a
right.
time.
That's the whole tagline of the podcast. Or no, one podcast at a time, which is one page at a time, which is yeah, sure. Okay. So nods his head in reluctant understanding. Now do we cut to
I
maybe
think you fade out on them keeping walking to show that like they're still got a long ways to walk.
Yeah, I was
And then
gonna be
they
like, do they then turn again and continue walking and
yeah.
then it cuts out, you know? Like
oh okay, so I'm on the wrong not a transition. We need action. The
that way it's just not cutting from them like looking at each other. You know, like they're
Yeah.
still they're still moving on.
how about how about the Padawan not angrily, but just kind of a another foreshadowing turns and walks away first and
Yeah,
leaves
he walks
him.
ahead. Yeah. That's a good little,
The
sneaky
Padawan
sneak.
Or like he turns on his heel and he walks ahead first. Like, yeah.
turns away first and leaves Mal staring at his back.
Dun 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 dun.
Fade.
Woo! It's looking so good. We're like professionals, guys.
Fade out. Okay, yeah. Make sure I had it in the right spot. Got a format right or Disney will be angry. All right, so we fade out now. Maybe a so the next scene, I'm trying to think. Why does that it keeps wanting me to save it suddenly?
Just
Okay,
just to make sure you don't lose it, I guess.
I guess.
They're like, we care about you.
Hold on. Let me pause real quick and I will save it real quick. But I need to cut that out. People don't need to see my computer stuff. I don't know why. I guess everybody knows that I can play SimCity. Or my clunky desktop. Where is Fanfliction? Go. New folder. Well, no, I don't need a new folder. I'll just save it there. Crap. I hate computers.
Me too.
All right, there
We
we go.
say as we're on our computers.
I know, I love it
Yeah.
actually, but like I hate that it doesn't work perfectly.
Yeah, that's what I hate.
Mm.
All right. All right, so the screenplay is saved. We have 1 page. Yay, go us. All right, so the next scene, maybe I mean, do we want them going into the cave already after a minute, or maybe
Remember, this is just a flashback.
Yeah, so we don't want it too long. Maybe they're at the front of the cave and they like can stop for a second, kind of acknowledge before they're about to go in or something.
Hello,
But
cave.
hi, cave. We're
Well, I mean-
here. We can feel the presence here.
man, I don't want it too long, but I don't want it too short either. So
I think there's a
It's-
lot that's going to happen in the cave.
that's
Yeah.
that's true. So maybe mm, But
I think what we have here is a solid like 5 minutes anyway. Like when you think about it, like things happening, things going on. Like I think you're discounting how long this one page actually is.
well, from what I read, everything says a one page is roughly 1 minute of screen time.
I guess it really depends like how long the like space shots are.
Well, yeah, it was
Mhm.
Because, there's gonna be space shots and then the spaceship and then the spaceship
yeah,
landing. That
okay.
might
And
be
they're
a
how
whole
long are they going
30
to take to
seconds
walk? How long are they
to a
walking in
minute.
the field?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
So
that's
I'd
true.
say there's a good minute
Okay,
of just shots.
that's
At
up.
least.
Yeah, that's up to the director, which will be me, because I'm qualified.
We'll put it in the contract with Disney.
Yep, that'll
yeah.
be it. Yep. Okay. All right. So maybe at the scene of the
Meanwhile, back at the cave.
do that. So we fade it out. Now we got to fade in. We are at the cave. So we're exterior. Whoopsie.
Exterior cave.
Mouth of cave. Nighttime, maybe?
Yeah.
Well, it
Time
was noonish.
passed.
Yeah.
So so we can definitely show some time. It took a while to get there.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So now what are they doing?
Maybe they start talking about how they feel something about the mouth of it, like because the force is what brought them to this planet, and that's kind of why they're walking. So you could go a couple ways with this. Like, do you want to go right into the we feel something from this planet, or night is falling, we should take shelter?
I don't know if
Yeah,
we
why
need.
are they going in this cave?
Yeah, why are they going in?
Maybe they go in because they can feel something, and they know that's what's leading them where they're supposed to go.
Okay.
So the action, they are standing at the mouth of a big, small opening
I'm imagining it huge, but I could be
Right.
wrong. I was thinking like, whoa.
of a huge.
I think this I'm gonna not to be a
No, go.
Oh
you know
no!
I think the size of the cave depends on what it is they're finding inside the cave.
That's true.
Like if it's something super duper special, it's not going to be inside a cave with a huge mouth that says, "Look at me, I'm the special thing inside the cave." It's
Yeah, no, true.
it's
I kind
like
It could be even a hidden opening, like they're like it's covered by a rock,
yeah, they have to
and
like
they have
brush
to
it. Oh,
they have
brush
to
it
force the
off.
rock away.
they have to use the force.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect.
Standing at the mouth of the cave.
Standing at the hole.
Loving
Standing at
around.
the.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's
Mouth
where
of a small cave covered by a rock or a boulder.
Covered by a mossy boulder.
small cave opening that is covered by a mossy boulder.
Let's just use the force right away too. Be like, phew.
Okay, that's okay. So who's talking first here?
I just see the Padawan like not paying attention because I feel like they're being led by the forest to walk to where they're walking, right? And the Padawan was walking ahead. Maybe he wasn't paying attention. He like boink, like walks right into the cave.
As funny as it is, I think that might be too slapsticky.
I mean, I'm not telling you to use that. I'm telling you that I'm just
Okay.
that could happen, But maybe like take the slapstick down on it. Maybe the
What?
Padawan is the one that like who gets up there and is like he's touching it, and he like so I see maybe he's like I feel something behind this.
Okay, I like that. And then when it comes time to move the boulder, what if the Padawan tries and can't do it and the master has to do it for him?
Sure.
That's
And
reminiscent of
then
Luke
you can
in the
always
swamp.
have like Malchmek make the joke that like, and this is why you're not ready.
Exactly. Showing that little bit of a sassy side to him that we won't see later in the movie.
He can do like a smirk when he's saying it, you know.
So, well, how about Mal Jamek saying, um, what did we say? We wanted to feel something about the cave.
We were saying like yeah, like someone feels something.
Oh, I think yeah, there's definitely something here. And then
Can't spell the word definite, apparently. I need some. There we go. There's a definite dark side aura coming from this boulder opening. But it's not open yet. So what's the word I'm looking
maybe
for?
just coming from this.
Yeah, or this spot
He
or
touched,
this
he's
yeah.
there. He's gesturing towards it. We don't
Coming
need to
from
define
this.
it.
Okay, then I'll Mal gestures to. Well, no, that would be. Yeah, yeah.
How about you put it before his dialogue and says gesturing towards Boulder.
There we go. That's what I was. Yeah,
Half of screenwriting is just formatting.
it is. It really is. Oh, close enough. It's definitely dark. Okay. And the Padawan says,
Maybe the
ah,
Padawan doesn't say anything and immediately tries to move it
Yeah, he's
because
cocky.
he's still being a little petulant and cocky.
okay. I like it. I like it. Action. Padawan raises his arm and tries to use the force to move the boulder, but he
Maybe the boulder shakes a
Wiggles.
little, wiggles a little, but
struggles, and the boulder begins to wiggle, but it
doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't move.
doesn't move out of the way. Oh, I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. Ho, 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 ho. Here we go. Mal teasingly. Wow, it even says continued. That's,
That's nice of them.
Yeah, he
yeah.
was the last one to talk.
Mal Tremek teasingly ready for the trials. Are you? And
What's the
then
Jedi equivalent to shut up?
that. Oopsie. And then how about Mal raises one arm and easily moves the boulder out of the way.
I was like,
Just a finger?
Finger.
Like doesn't even use a palm. He just
Yeah, just flicks it away with his finger.
just even like a
I think that might be a little much.
Mouse swipes right on the boulder and whoosh.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know. Obi-Wan barely did anything ever. So
Padawan gives Mal a incredulous that would look.
sure.
Yeah.
That's nope, didn't think so. Anybody want to figure out that I can't spell with a hoot? Incredulous look.
It's
Eh,
always close. Like if you spelt that word, I would read it the same way, you know?
I'm always close, but no cigar. Incredulous look.
Yeah.
Mal walks through the opening and After a second or two, Padawan follows reluctantly. Not reluctantly.
He's sulking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sulkily.
Luckily.
sulkily. Yeah,
That's actually a word. Who knew?
sure is.
All right.
Nice. And now they're in the cave.
Dum, dum, dum. All right. So we're going to how we get into the cave? Or we just transition? Cut two. Cut two. Nope.
Cave interior.
Interior. Cave of Wonder. No, wait, wrong movie. Cave.
There's no earthly way of knowing.
Still, what we put night? What we put last time?
Night.
Night. Yeah. The night was. The night was. God, I love that movie. You know what movie I'm talking about? Let me know. The night was. Anybody? Either you know that movie?
Nope.
Billy
Maybe.
Billy Crystal. The night was. The night was. Don't throw Mama from the train.
No.
Classic 80s Billy. Oh, anyway.
Which one?
Don't throw Mama from the train.
No
Billy
idea.
Billy Crystal. Can't remember who else was in it. It's been forever since I've seen it. He's a writer. Can't figure out how to get past that sentence. Anyway, no, let's get past this one. So we're in the cave at night. Um the two Jedi ignite their lightsabers to illuminate the dark cavern.
Query.
What?
Is the Padawan allowed to illuminate a lightsaber before passing the trials?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
I wanted to make sure. I didn't know.
Oh, no problem. Yes. Yes, they are. So we're
I
good.
think we should ask all questions in accents
Yes.
from now on.
Point of note. Query.
Anytime we get a wee bit confused, we just put on an accent and ask a question.
All right. And I don't think we said at the beginning, you at home listening, if you have any edits or anything we've done wrong or you want to change, let us know and we'll come back and we'll see if it fits better. So let us know.
Yeah, you're writing this movie with us.
That's right. We want your opinions too. This is a complete fan made movie. So let us hear from you. All right, so that we were in the cave, they ignite their lightsabers. They begin walking. Is it farther or further in?
Oh, if distance, it's farther.
Far, thank you. Well, as long as it's not forest. Farther into the cave. Okay. So do we need to cut there? Or...
Now, I have a question about the
Yes.
cave.
Okay.
Like, I guess I'm picking, is it so like because walls are going to close in and stuff. And I guess some of my questions is like, and it's dark side forces that they're feeling inside the cave. So dark side things to me always feel very angular, right? And caves feel not. You know what I mean? You've got the stalactites, the stalagmites, all the drippy, wet, and whatnot of it. So I guess, is this more of like a man-made cave or a natural cave?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, this feels man-made.
Well, I think in my head, the beginning when they first get in there, it all is natural, like roundish, pointy, rock.
Yeah. So
But
this is something that needs to be written out extensively in the interior notes of the description of what this cave looks like, because we're focusing on action and dialogue, and we need to like put what is this cave?
natural
There you go.
cave. And I
I
and
mean
what
that's good for now.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We can always add to it,
I just
off screen.
yeah. I would have been remiss if I didn't say we need to know more about this cave.
Oh no, this is exactly this is what we're doing, what we want. We want
So it's like as
questions.
they walk farther into the cave, does it start to feel more unnatural? You know
See,
what I
that's
mean? Like as they're waving their
The
lightsabers,
walls get a little smoother.
smoother, and
yes.
the colors change. Maybe it changes from like earthy brown to like gray.
The
Like stone.
yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking. The farther they go in, the more it gets, and maybe we could have him say, the farther we get in here, the stronger the dark side feels. Begin walking further into the. Maybe we can have him just say that now, and that kind of maybe they don't even have to say anything about the walls. Maybe that's just something that we let the
They
audience
see.
see.
I
That
think
they,
this is a show don't tell moment. Like as they're walking through,
yeah,
it starts to because I feel at this point again I'm barely a Star War, you know, but I know enough like what a dark side thing looks like and what a not. I don't even know what to call not dark side. I know you
light
know what I
side.
mean? Like is it that simple?
Yes, it's that simple.
Okay. You know what I mean? I just don't know enough of that, but I know enough to be like, oh, that looks like the bad guy stuff. And oh, that looks like the good guy stuff. And I think if you just show that as they're walking in, you'll be like, oh, we went from this nice little cave to like, oh no.
Like someone else has been here before,
Yeah.
So
It's bad news cave.
Farther they get in, the more man-made the formations begin to look.
Can you just put dark sidey? I'm just, sure, do it.
yeah.
Like, why not?
Okay, maybe not dark sidey. How about just dark side?
Dark side-esque.
Begin to look. Okay. So we're pretty okay. So how we're maybe they come to some kind of. Oh, here we go. This may need a pause and figure this out. Hold on. We'll be right back, folks. We do this when we instead of sitting there going for a while, figure out so we can figure out maybe they come to something like a puzzle or some kind of I'm trying to think like does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like a door with a something they have to solve, like a problem they have to solve to get through the door. They can't just wave their finger and go.
it's Jedi proof.
Yeah. What could it be?
Well, it's like I don't know who owned this cave and what they're looking for really, so it's hard to like think of like symbolism for that.
So
Haven't
maybe you don't solve for this now.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is you want it to make sense with something that happens later.
later, so we just
You know,
put
I feel like a lot of
puzzle.
writing of stuff like this just put like insert puzzle.
A puzzle door.
Something you know what I mean? Because I feel like as you go through this, there's going to be something that happens later that
Yeah.
could be nifty to call back to this. And nifty is an absolute technical term that I'm using here right now. So I would say I love the inclination to have something complicated happen here, but I don't think I don't think you need to, and I also don't think you should figure it out now.
Well, yeah, they're not going to get the actual thing in here because spoiler alert. Well, we're not recording, so it doesn't matter. The very last piece of the puzzle to find the major MacGuffin, he has to come back to this exact place and face his demons of where he lost his first Padawan.
So I think you need to think really long and hard about what this is.
Yeah.
So this is just puzzle.
Yes.
Stone puzzle door, like puzzle door. Yes.
Perfect. And we'll come back. All right, we're back. So they're going to come to a stone door here. I'll just put it right here. And I'll even put it in parentheses so I know to come back to it. They come to a stone door door with a puzzle they must solve to enter. And we'll figure that out later because it'll make more sense. And spoiler alert, they're going to fail this, and this is okay. So hold on, let's go back.
So does failing this set off the
the failing
traps?
this sets
Got it.
off the
booby trap.
So we can come back and not more man-made dark side, the more it becomes a corridor. Oh, that I can spell. Corridor with raised platforms on either side, kind of like a trench.
Mm.
Trench like. There we go.
Sure.
Okay. So they come to a door with a puzzle they must solve. And they fail the puzzle.
Dun,
Okay.
dun,
Dum, dum, dum. All right. So they fail the puzzle. Droids with blasters rise on the platforms and begin. Now there'll be dialogue in here, as they do this thing, but we'll come back and do that later.
Yeah, I mean it's action dialogue too, so
Yeah.
it's like
Get down, you
Mission
failed. Blast, blast,
out.
blast. I'm
The
bad
Jedi.
guy.
Run!
Ah.
They begin shooting at the Jedi. The Jedi begin running back down.
That'd be kind of a cool shot too if it's like a dark corridor that it's like so dark they're like using their lightsabers to light it up and then all of a sudden it'll be bright because of all the shooting.
Yes.
It'll look cool. for
Running down the
video.
corridor.
Are they running down further into or up further out of?
I think they're running like out.
Back out the way they
Yeah,
came.
back out.
Okay, so can you? You said running back down the corridor. I would just
Oh.
say like
Yeah.
I don't know,
Back
Out.
out of the cave.
out the way they came.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like you literally say that. Like this doesn't have to be beautiful. This is direction.
You don't have to creative like trying to make it like nice and wordy, but make up words. As long as it gives
Whence
it conveys
they
the
came.
detail you're trying to
Whence they came. Okay, so now we're definitely gonna need some crazy dialogue.
Ah!
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. Oh. All right, who talks first?
I think the Padawan talks first because he's scared.
Yeah.
So he's definitely going to be. This will be shouting.
Shouting in fear.
And fear leads to anger. Anger
Mm.
leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
And that leads to the dark side.
That leads to the dark side. That's
There's
right.
a lot of steps to get there. Whew.
So what does he shout here?
He's scared, so
What if he just says, "I don't want to die"?
Oh. Master.
It's just not.
What? Master. How about I don't think I can make it. Or no, that'll be when we get to the thing.
He's scared. I mean, like something like I don't want to die would feel like emotionally appropriate. But it's
It's
like,
out of character for a Jedi, though, is the only problem.
But
but
this is
he's not a
also an out of
Jedi.
character Jedi.
He is not a Jedi, nor does he become one, right?
He's a
I mean,
little petulant right now.
he is now, but
He's training to become one. Yeah, he's
So
but
was
he's gonna make the
Anakin.
wrong things.
I'm not arguing. I'm just saying that I think that we've got a lot of room for him to, because we've already kind of set him up to be like, he's cocky. He already tried to do something he didn't think he could do. You know what I mean? And like he feels more human than
Yeah.
Jedis have before. Doesn't necessarily have to be I don't want to die, but maybe it could be Master, I'm afraid, or Master, I'm scared.
I do think like what do we do it also works because now
Yeah.
he's questioning the master.
Yeah.
Like now he's like what like
Or like what happens now?
yeah like
Yeah, what
what
do we
I'm
do?
at a loss. You know? What do we do?
Master, or how do we get out of here?
Yeah.
Mhm.
maybe, yeah, okay. How do we get out of here?
Because then Malchemek's like responses are gonna be like he's gonna end up blaming himself, I'm assuming, for the Padawan's death. And like this is kind of leading up to that. He's gonna take responsibility because he was trying to help and he couldn't do enough.
So I think here he's going to be more calm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He doesn't realize how bad it's gonna get yet.
Calm, calm, but kind of tense, maybe? Is that the word I'm looking for? Calm but tense, calm but
Um
Mm,
calm and tense are kind of like
opposites.
opposites.
yeah,
So maybe it's like
intense. No.
assured but tense or like he knows what he feels like he knows what he's doing but he's still like
How about just
I don't know.
tense? We'll just go with
Yeah.
tense.
Yeah, that works.
Tense. And he's going to say, mm, trust in the force and remember your words disappeared. Training. It doesn't need to be an exclamation mark there. That's great. Not yelling at you.
I get what you're doing here. I don't know if this is a teaching moment in my mind, but it could be.
They're getting shot at actively right now, right?
Well, part of his training is to deflect blasters, so maybe that's
So are they like deflecting while they're running? I
yes.
just don't feel like he's gonna be like trust in the force and remember your training while he's running and deflecting at the same time. Like that seems like a lot to go on, but I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe
Just
because the Padawan is maybe because the Padawan is going to die. Maybe like this is obviously like what he's thinking, but maybe he says something tensely. He's like, "I taught you this." You know, like
Yeah.
he should remember this. He should know what to do in this. Like he's already been trained for this.
Yeah, I mean he thought he was ready for the trials.
Yeah. So he
So
should know this.
he
So like
should know.
we've gone over this. We've trained for this.
we have trained for this. We've trained for this.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yeah, he
enough.
doesn't have to say anymore because they're running.
Yeah.
They are running. And speaking of running, we're running out of time. And I think that's
Yeah.
where we're going to stop tonight. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to drop this down. And I mean, actually, I'm going to pull it back up because I want to look at it real quick. We got 2 full pages here. Probably a good, maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 minutes here. So I think we've done a very first good day of finger to keyboard. Is that what we went with? Finger to keyboard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of pen to paper. I don't know. I
Yeah.
have a pen, but I have no paper. Just need something to wiggle my fingers. All right. Well, folks, like we've said earlier and before, if anything you didn't like today, let us know. Send us an email, a tweet. Yes, I call it tweets. It's still Twitter. Get over it. Um, TikTok, YouTube, something. Get on there and tell us what you think should happen. Should Malchamet go murder a hobo, or should he try to get out of this cavern? Figure it out. Help us.
Moose
And you,
Jedis.
yes,
Moose Jedi. No, Moose
Jedi
Jedi.
Moose.
Jedi
Yeah.
Moose.
Jedi
Meese-
Moose.
Oh, was
Meese
there a
Jedis.
difference between Moose Jedi and Jedi Moose?
Okay, is a
I'm
moose
just
Jedi
picturing-
like a moose that's a Jedi, but a Jedi moose is a Jedi that's
A moose.
a moose?
See, I'm just picturing a deer
A
with
moose gooch?
lightsabers as antlers.
Oh, that'd be dangerous.
Bullwinkle was a.
He was a
Jedi.
Jedi moose. He was the first one.
Is there a like Rocky and Bullwinkle Star Wars crossover? Let us know.
Maybe that's why they so badly wanted to catch moose and squirrel for the Force.
All right, and so if you do have an edit or something while we went off the rails there during I was trying to, you can reach out to us on Twitter and Reddit and TikTok at fanflictionpod, and our email is fanflictionpod@gmail.com. Nice and convenient there. And once again, Lauren, you are at Beard Owl
Podcast on all the things.
Beard Owl Podcast on all things. Go listen to Lauren. She's awesome, especially my episodes. Let's make them the number one all-time episode.
And hey, you know what? If you're actually hanging out here on YouTube, my husband and I also have the Infectious Groove Music YouTube channel where we talk all positive things about music. We have 3 videos a week. Thursdays are our music discussion videos. Saturday are reaction videos. And Sunday we talk about vinyl. So, hooray.
Yeah, if you love music, there you go. Awesome. And I do love it that it's all positive. It's not bashing or it's all nice.
Yeah.
You will never find this is like the worst of, or like, what were they thinking there? Like, we all positive all the time. If we don't like it, we're not going to talk about it on the channel. So
Will you review my folk rap album that I'm putting out?
if
And
we like
say-
it,
And say positive also. Would say all positive things about my folk rap.
we're honest and we don't lie.
So folks, that you will not hear my folk rap album on there. Sorry.
That's funny.
Anywho, I think that's going to be enough debauchery for tonight. All right, we'll come back next week, and I believe we have one of your co-hosts, Jess.
Yeah. So next week, my co-host Sonia from Opinionated Lushes should be coming on to she knows Star Wars. So so she'll be an asset here because I again know nothing. So I'm thankful for Lauren asking the right questions.
No, tonight, Lauren, that was awesome. As our guinea pig, I didn't know about your like writing background, so that kind of just was serendipitous. But
I do it and I teach it. I know the right questions to ask. I don't always know what I'm talking about, but I know what to ask to get there.
Hey, you worked out perfect. Thank you so much. It's exactly
Thank you for
what we
having
needed.
me.
Yeah. All right. Well, for Lauren and Brandon, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight, and Jess, I am Drew. Everybody say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
And come back next week on the Fanfliction Podcast, where we are writing Hollywood's next blockbuster, one podcast at a time. Good night, everybody.